Why we haven't got a cool crossover lately? And when I mean cool crossover, I mean like, why didn't we get so many crossovers in the 2000s? Or the 2010s? Those are the 2 decades I've been around for. Well, actually, I was born in 2002. But, you never know. But in the 80s and 90s, we've been having crossovers like crazy. Okay, sure, there wasn't that many crossovers as well. I cannot speak. But come on. You can easily build it up big. Like how I always wanted to see the Powerpuff Girls crossing over with Ben 10. Since Ben 10 crossed over with Generator Rex, or Rex Generator. I haven't watched that show in years, and I am gonna rewatch it. So, yeah. There were a lot of crossovers I felt like weren't good or bad. But some of the crossovers I had thought of never happened. Sure, there are more crossovers in comics because they're comics. They barely have a budget to ever make the characters actually move. But I get it. Comics are usually the ones we usually get crossovers in. Like how we're getting a better crossover in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers? Yeah. And you could say there were a lot of crossovers on video games as well. Especially with Marvel and Capcom always making, well, so many crossovers no one can actually ever find out. Like, we try to get a crossover. No, wait. We had a crossover with Marvel and Mortal Kombat. Yeah. 2 franchises people always wanted them to ever do. Not like we're begging for a Marvel vs. DC game or a Street Fighter vs. Mortal Kombat game. No, just grab those and smash those together. I really wish I had an editor. Or at least how to edit. So, why do we not get crossovers on TV shows or movies? Sure, you could possibly count the May Victoria iCarly crossover, but even the Timmy Turner Jimmy Power Hour crossover still feel like that was the most stupidest thing, because Jimmy Neutron was the most stupidest 3D cartoon I ever seen in my whole entire life. Do not hate me when I say that. Matter of fact, I just did, so you're gonna hate me. I hate Jimmy Neutron. And I hate when shows are going too long, or they just don't have a story. Looking at you, SpongeBob. Fairly Odd Parents finally died because Butch Hartman left. But we have multiple sequences of movies having multiple endings, if you count those seasons separate. So, yeah. yeah, I will talk about when some shows should die. Or at least let's make a new story on the show. I always wanted to see as well is a SpongeBob crossing over with a different show. Why weren't they? Sure, I would have been disgusted ever seeing Jimmy talking to SpongeBob, but at least in SpongeBob being 3D is actually clever, because he doesn't look hideous. Yeah, that's right, the Jimmy Neutron characters are hideous to look at. Even I always wanted to see, well, I didn't even know about Butch Hartman, even how many times I kept seeing his name, his weird costume logos, showing maybe this guy is the creator. So, yeah. I would have accepted a Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents crossover, or a Tough Puppy and a Fairly Odd Parents crossover. We basically got that from Nickelodeon, from Butch Hartman. And I thought that was the trailer to a weird Butch Hartman crossover. No. It just shows how many things are going wrong. There were so many crossovers people could easily do. Just like what DC and CW did. They made so many crossovers. Wow, I think I have not talked this long before, I bet. Or my jaw is some reason hurting for no reason. There were many, many instances of having crossovers. Even when we did have those crossovers, they were either short cameos or the lamest crossover ever. Generator Rex with Ben 10, that was a cool crossover because those were the two shows I always wanted to see, see who would win or how they would work together as a team. And matter of fact, there are many, many weird, odd things. Like Kids Next Door with Billy and Mandy. That is the most dumbest concept, but as a kid, I was excited. Because finally, there's going to be some seriousness. Yes, I had issues with cartoons never having a timeline or never taking itself serious, or at least having some story along with their goofiness. I'm looking at you, Teen Titans. Go! It's almost like I rewatch every Goldfish commercial and seeing how they made a tiny cartoon show out of it. Nice job, Goldfish. Nice job on that. Now I want to see the M&Ms crossing over with the Goldfish. Yeah, that is, I'm not even saying that should be a combination snack. I am saying it should be a funny commercial or a funny short show. Who would watch that? I would definitely would, seeing how the Goldfish would react to every M&M character now. Seriously, we barely ever got... Sure, we're Okay, I'm mostly new to the orange and brown M&M finally being characters. But, yeah. Why are there so many crossovers they have missed over decades of many chances? Heck, Disney tries to pull a weird Disney crossover. With Marvel and DC, the characters exist in the same universe, owned by the exact same company. Just like Cartoon Network, they have many shows under their belts. They can make more crossovers. Like a Steven Universe OKKO crossover. I'm not going to count the Cartoon Network Nexus. Sure, the crossover was funny, but why go for the reboots of the two famous shows? Just a heads up, I actually love the reboot of Ben 10, since it's apparently having more story and less like Teen Titans Go. So, I don't have a problem with the new Ben 10, the new Ben on the crossover now, since I saw its first season. So, but why you couldn't get the originals to team up with their new counterparts? Sure, I know Teen Titans vs. Go would have happened, but hey, we usually don't get what we want. Like how there's so many shows or a movie franchise we always want to see to make a crossover. Just like how people are almost begging for a Terminator vs. RoboCop movie. RoboCop versus every Terminator in a Terminator franchise. That'd be an epic battle. I do say myself. Okay, the camera is still rolling. Thank God. So, we need more crossovers. And I'm almost done with the list, and I am almost done with the power level scale. I just need to figure out a way how to use my tablet to record my video so I can show you the information I have put on. Oh yeah, I'm also going to add Dragon Tail characters. But they're not going to be dragons, they're going to be snakes. And it will make sense in the near future. Also, my dog accidentally sat on episode 5. So, yeah, it's a little bit crumbled. But after I do that power level and character list, then I am going back on Snake Blades, and it's gonna be wicked. I am gonna put a lot of story, and like I said, usually people try to forget the past, but sometimes the past always finds you. I really wish I had an editor so I could put horror music in the background. I freaking suck. Okay, bye. I'm just done today. Ah.